Well, hello, goody people. It's nice to see you again. Obviously, you can tell from the title, I'm going to be reviewing another episode of Nanatsu and Taizai. I love it. I mean, it's one of my favorite mangas, so it's definitely going to be one of my favorite animes because they're doing a proper adaptation of this, and I'm like, oh god, ah. Whenever Sunday rolls around, as soon as those fan subs just come out, I'm like, give me that episode, like, give it right here. Download, put it in pen drive, put it on PlayStation, watch on big screen, like there. Damn, damn, damn. We see that beauty. Ah, yeah. That's just that goes to show how much I love this series and how good it is. Like honestly, this the episode 2 was really good. Like they did a proper adaptation of it. They only adapted 2 chapters. Like it was good. They took out what they needed, where they didn't really need all that much, and it's nothing like Tokyo Ghoul by any chance. Like where they take out a lot in a big ass chunk, and they add so much filler in it. That's good, but you're taking away from the actual content that's already there. This is completely different. This is like, oh, we already did all this, like, and we took out like, little itty bitty shit here. Like, what are we gonna do now? Oh, we just add filler, just a bit of filler, and they do it right. They do it good. Like, honestly, I'm so thrilled and in love for this series because it's good. It's gonna be one of those animes I'm definitely gonna buy on Blu-ray when it comes out, just like Tokyo Ghoul. Even though I was very disappointed as to that the adaptation of it, uh, it's still a good anime. It still is. Nothing compared to the manga. The manga, I'm gonna definitely be buying that thing religiously. But the anime, if it whenever it comes out, I'm like, take it. Definitely gonna have it. And also, in Taizai, it's gonna be even bigger. Like, oh yeah, give me this shit right now, because it's that good. That Taizai greatness never ends. But yeah, that's enough for talking about how much I'm hyped for this. Let's talk about the actual chapter. Basically, what the hell am I saying? Chapter? The actual episode. I'm so used to just doing manga reviews that now doing an anime review is just a little bit weird. But I'm still going to be doing this because I love it. But yeah, we have this chapter starts off with Gilthunder coming to the village that Meliodas was last at, where he took out the sword and just like, and then where Gilthunder just threw the spear and just like Meliodas caught, and then throwback, let's go catch motherfucker, and then spear just grazed him like that. Oh yeah, that was awesome. That was last chapter. This is this chapter. I mean, what am I saying? Chapter. That was last episode. This is this episode. There we go. Episode. Yeah. Yeah. We have that and that where where Gilthunder heads to the forest, the forest of white dreams. That's what it's called. Yes, that's what it's called. He heads to the forest of white dreams to look for Meliodas because Meliodas is in the forest hunting down for a potentially a sin that could be there and everything. And Gilthunder's hunting down Meliodas because he's a sin and everything. Can I say really quick something? When Gilthunder was having that little inner monologue, or not monologue, just a little bit of line that he said, like, Meliodas. Like, it didn't sound quite angry now, did it? Like, to me, it sounded a little bit uh, like, how do I say this? Like, what's the opposite? It sounded a little bit he's been hoping for this so long, but not out of anger, out of some other reason. I don't know. It just kind of sounded like that to me. I don't know why. But yeah, okay. Skip ahead. We are in the forest with Meliodas, Elizabeth, and Hawk, and we have a bunch of little comedy bits and everything is cool. Where Meliodas is just grabbing Elizabeth's ass. We bump into these little troll-like creatures that can mimic and copy people's image, and they were so funny and cool. Like all of them just copying Hawk, and Hawk just like acting like a complete little buffoon pig. I'm the real Hawk. No, I am. No, I am. Like it was funny. And then Millie just went up to them. And was like bam, 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 like going whack a mole on each Hawk. All of them just having huge bumps on their head. And he's like, oh, fuck it. And then all the other Hawks just go through to Elizabeth, and then they imitate her. But since he can't quite hit her, or at least go through the risk of hitting her, or at least for him, he's gonna make them go Simon Says on their asses, and then do everything he says, and then he tells them to play with their boobs, to just like jump up and down, to do embarrassing little faces and call his name out, and it's like, oh, for fuck's sake, this is hilarious. Oh, Meliodas, how much I love you for being the little perv that you are. even though you're a big man inside. You know what I mean? Not, you know. But yeah, then Meliodas orders them to all jump up, but the actual Elizabeth doesn't do so because Meliodas stole her panties, and then that's how he knew that it was the real one. Then he takes out all of the trolls, and then they run off to the person that was in charge of them, and then we find out that was actually Diane, my motherfucking girl, Diane, the serpent sin of envy. Was it envy? Oh yeah, it was envy. Yeah, definitely was envy. Yeah, it was serpent sin of envy and everything, and I love Diane. She's a great character. Her voice actors was so cool. Like I honestly, every time I read the manga, I never expected to hear that voice come with a Diane. But now hearing it and watching it on the anime, I'm like, yeah, that's definitely Diane's voice. That sounds like that sounds like that definitely would be what Diane would sound like because the more her character has progressed over the series, the more of her we've seen and everything, and she's actually just like a little girl. Even though she's a giant girl, she has the personality of a little childish girl, which I am quite thankful for. I mean, she's mature to a degree, but overall, she's very like cutesy, childish, and everything. And then angry, meanie like that. And she's a cool character. Believe me, you're gonna love her. I did. I loved her immediately. But I think the voice actor was perfect for her. Honestly, after hearing it, I'm like, yes, that's what I wanted to hear. But yeah, we have that bit, and then were Meliodas basically just reunites with Diane and lives in, and then she's jealous at the fact that Elizabeth is there with the captain because she has a crush on the captain, and then she beats the crap out of Meliodas for being with another woman at the time. But that's not the case, and she's getting her thoughts mixed up and everything. But just saying, like, it's funny. And then I like the people who actually fan subbed the episode because they do a decent job. Like first episode, they whoever was the fan subbed it, man, they didn't do an awful job, but they could have done a better job. And still, even right now, the subs they have their few quirks and problems here and there, but overall they're enjoyable and they're still good. It's just they could be doing a better job than they are. But yeah, basically they kind of took a few creative liberties, which I'm okay with. They weren't bad by any means. But also there's another thing that I want to touch on, like this chapter, or this not this chap these chapters, because it was definitely more than one. But this episode was from the chapters, like the adaptation was actually good, but I did immediately notice that they did do some slight changes. They did say a few lines like a little bit ahead of what they should have and everything. Because I very briefly, very recently, like a week or two ago or three, I'm not sure, but it's still fresh on my mind. I have a volume of Nanatsu and Taizai, and I read this specific chapter, or the chapters that were adapted to this episode, and I definitely noticed they did a few changes here and there, but it wasn't anything bad by any means. It's just like I noticed immediately they did like that was supposed to be said like this time, like that wasn't exactly the line, but it was definitely is also how it's how the subs are done and everything. Still, that's just a little thing. It was adapted perfectly, if you ask me. So, but yeah, we have that bit. Then we got Gilthunder. He comes in. He traps them in. Then we have a little bit of a clash with Gilthunder and Meliodas, which was epic and cool. Like seeing it in the manga was one thing. There was really not that much action. This fight was actually filler, if anything. A lot of the fighting in the chapter, or in the episode. How many times did I say chapter? Episode. The episode itself was actually filler, but it was good because it adds more to it. Because that was really epic fighting and everything. Really cool. Goes to show Gilthunder's a force to be threatened with. He's a real fucking holy knight, not some of that twiggle motherfucker like last episode one. Episode 1. This guy can fuck you over for reals. Yeah, really great chapter. Honestly, it's what am I saying? Chapter, really good episode. It was a really good episode. Episode 3 was so good. I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10 because it was pretty damn good. It was enjoyable. It wasn't all that amazing because it didn't do that much, but it was good for what it was. Like, definitely. Last chapter, last episode was also pretty good. Far more better adapted, I'd say. Uh, but yeah, I have no more thoughts to share. I think I'm just gonna say that oh yeah, I want to touch on it really quick before I leave. The whole part where Meliodas gets himself injured to just get some information on two more sins, or on the sins, whatever information the Holy Knights have currently on the sins, and where he finds out there are two sins. His sloth sin of the bears, sloths, sloth sin, the bear, whatever, is apparently dead, and the fox sin of greed is captured in some kind of prison and everything, and they're on there, and then Meliodas goes like, "Thank you," because he finally. I have to say, I love Meliodas' voice actor. He's good. He gets the info. He lets himself be injured by Gilthunder, so in order get slashed in the back and everything to get that info, and that was pretty cool. It goes to show Meliodas was just fucking with the guy, which was what I love. But that's still like that doesn't just strip away the cred Gilthunder should be having, because Gilthunder, that motherfucker, he will fuck you. He really is strong as hell. But Meliodas was toying with him at the moment, so that bit happened. Yeah, I think I touched on everything I wanted to touch on. It was a good chapter. If you have anything more to say, you have a Twitter. I have a Twitter link. Just down there. You can find me anytime. But yeah, with that said, I think I'll see you soon. I'll do something new.